Welcome to another Monday with Dale. So I think it was Barb named it that a while back, and it's kind of stuck. So again, welcome to Mondays with Dale. Why do we do these calls? I'm going to go over a few things that I speak about on these things quite often, but we have new people on all the time, and so I want everybody to understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. Why do we do this call? This call is I'm a firm believer in communication. If we don't have the proper communication, if people aren't kept up to date on what's going on proper training, on everything they need to build this business, they won't succeed. So again, the better communication, the more often we can communicate, the better off. It gives us a chance to become a family, join as a community. As you get to come on these calls week after week after week, you're going to see different people on here that you'll see repeatedly, and over time through WhatsApp or wherever you're going, you may tie up with them again. So this gives you a chance to make friends, to create that camaraderie that we need to build this business. Now, when I talk about communication, there's certain things you guys should all do so that we're all on the same page. If you haven't already, you should download WhatsApp. That's huge for us in our African market. If you haven't downloaded Telegram, please download Telegram. That is huge as far as with all the information coming from corporate. They do most of their stuff on Telegram, so download Telegram. Obviously, if you're on here, you're already on Zoom, but if you have distributors, downlines that aren't on Zoom, make sure they get on Zoom. Show them how it works so they can come on these calls and, again, become part of the family. Facebook. Obviously, most everybody today is on Facebook, but there's so much information on Facebook about our company. We have a corporate Facebook page. Many of the teams that we have their own Facebook pages. So many ways for you to connect and get to meet people, get to keep up on what's going on. And of course, YouTube. Every one of these things we do on Mondays and some of my other stuff I do, we post on as a YouTube video. I have my own YouTube channel. You can go on there and pull up any of the old trainings you want. Use them in any way you want. You can use them for training for your own people. You can, if you see a presentation we did that works well for you, depending on who I invited, feel free to take them and use them as tools to build your business. A couple quick things. My own personal number, which if you want to reach out to me on WhatsApp, Telegram, call me, whatever, my phone number is 1-802-343-9075. I'll say that one more time, 1-802-343-9075. Also, if you want to connect with me on Facebook, my Facebook address is dale.franklin, Franklin, .378. So if you want to friend me on Facebook, please feel free to do that. As I said, we try to keep communication open. Now, Jody Levanway, who is one of my teammates, she does a lot of work behind the scenes to help everybody stay up to date. She'll once you join our group, she's going to send you a list of apps to join and how. She's going to send you a list of groups to join and how to join. She'll send you daily postings on meetings with the address, the passwords, the time, everything you need to do. You basically can just point and click, and you can get onto some of these the trainings that are going on around the world. So when people tell me they don't have a way of connecting, it's because they're not looking at what we're sending, because she does a phenomenal job of sending out information. Meetings will help you grow. Obviously, this meeting's same time every Monday. Please try to attend. I try to have a new guest speaker every week, and every once in a while we'll throw an extra training in there or a presentation or something so that we can keep it broken up. The last thing I want you guys to do is get bored by hearing me all the time. The Win Network, the African Win Network with Alton and Adrian, that has daily presentations and trainings. Jump on those; they're so valuable. Chris Bailey in Maryland does a international opportunity presentation every Saturday at 8 p.m. Kenya time. So again, you can reach out on that and bring your people to that for presentations. I am doing right now through the end of this month, and we're going to evaluate. We're doing a opportunity presentation every single day at 4 p.m. Uganda and Kenyan time. We're still learning how the best way to do this is, but we're trying to keep it to like 30 minutes. It'd be a quick opportunity call with a couple testimonials, just something so your people can see what we have to offer and get them intrigued. And then last coming up, just put it on your save a date for Saturday, March 6th. Will be our next Super Saturday that Lennon Ledbetter and his whole team puts on. So that's about an hour and a half presentation. That's all different types of training. And I've just heard some great responses how well people like that. So that next one will be Saturday, March 6th. We'll be sending out information on that. Let's see, contests, just to keep you up to date on contests, February 1st or February 28th. We have the leaderboard contest. Now, remember there's going to be given out 28 $1,000 awards for this contest. And it's broke up into different regions around the world. In the African market, we have 3 different regions. We have the region that includes Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. And the top 3 in that region will win $1,000. Then we have the South Africa and the DRC region. And again, 3 people there are going to win $1,000. And then last but not least, the Ghana and Nigeria region is going to give out 3 $1,000 awards. So again, it's the way it's set up. There's a lot of room for competition there. A lot of people can do well. Then again, the Las Vegas Mastermind event is going to be scheduled from May 12th to the 14th. This is a contest that was going on for 3 months, and because they had to postpone the trip because of the coronavirus, they extended the contest. So again, if you've already qualified for this, you have the chance to do it again and earn VIP status, which knowing Josh, that's going to be pretty neat. So if you've already done it, that's what's going to happen. If you haven't done it yet, you still have this month, March and April to qualify. The qualifications, you have to reach 25K 2 out of the 3 months, and you have to be bonus pool qualified all 3 of the months. So if you think there's a chance, even if you aren't going to make it this month, but you think there's a chance, make sure you are bonus pool qualified this month. You wouldn't want to lose out just because of that one small problem. So those are all the updates and information. Now it's my great honor to introduce you to our speaker today. His name's Jermaine Johnson. I call him one of the godfathers of network marketing. He's made it in a high rank in multiple companies, but he's found a home here with My Daily Choice. He knows a good thing when he sees it. So he's been a 7-figure earner. He's a minister. He's a phenomenal public speaker, outstanding motivator and trainer. I love the way he's a strategic thinker, and you have a lot of people that are strategic thinkers, but they just think about it, they don't do it. He's a thinker and a doer, and that makes him so impressive. He has incredible drive to help other people. He has worked with, even though him and I are on 2 different lines, and nothing we do for each other is ever going to benefit us personally. We still do the help out each other, because that's just the way this company works. Jermaine, are you on the line?
Yes, brother. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, welcome.
Oh man, I am humbled by that introduction. I didn't know who you were talking about at first, but man, I am floored. I am humbled and actually little nervous, because you got all these great people on the line. I thought we were just going to talk to 2 or 3 individuals. I see Cyrus on here. We got the president, and we got Alton and Joshua, and all these wonderful superhuman beings. Man, I don't need to say anything, but I thank you for the introduction, brother. I love you to life, and everything that you said about me, I can say about you, because Look, man, wherever I go, I hear your name and what you're doing. And you are always, your activity is congruent to your goals. And that's why you are doing some amazing things. And man, hats off to you. I just celebrate you and your work ethic, because a lot of people say they want it, but they're not willing to put the work in. And so the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. And you are doing it, brother. So with that said, you said this is a Q&A, so I didn't have to prepare a training. So that's good. So I'm going to sit back because Q&As are easy, brother. So I'll turn it over to you and stop talking.
All right. Well, again, welcome to the call. And something you just said there is very true. I mean, we have Alton on here, who's our my upline. We have a Cyrus on here, who's our regional country manager. We have so many of my leaders on here that are doing just phenomenal work. So it just goes to show that I'm being supported by the people up above me in my team, people that aren't even affiliated with me. So it warms my heart that we are all able to come together and do this, knowing what we're doing is we're building a better life for everybody by raising the success of My Daily Choice. So, as I told you earlier, this is we're going to have a little conversation here. I want people to get to know you a little bit. I'm going to ask you a few questions. You're going to and then I'm going to listen to some of the stuff you say. I've heard some of it before, but we're just going to have a conversation. It's going to be fun. So what I'd love you to do to start with is, obviously you're doing great in My Daily Choice, but for anybody to get to a point where they're doing well in one company, they have to have a history of what they did beforehand that got them to where they are now. So please give us a little background on you. Tell us where you've come from, what you've done, and up to the point when you joined MDC.
The background on me is that I'm blessed, Dale, and the definition of being blessed is the uncanny innate ability to succeed over adversity. So where I am is because I've been through hell and high water. I paid the price. And a lot of people, they break under pressure. It's kind of like palm trees and an oak tree. The difference between a palm tree and an oak tree: a palm tree will bend in the storm, an oak tree will break and snap in two. And I've been through a lot of storms. I just bend, but I don't break. And so to answer your question, I've been, hey baby, how are you? I can hear somebody there. The little baby's talking. All right, there you go. But no, Dale, I've been in this industry, as you know, 30 plus years. And I didn't know what it was when my grandmother was selling Avon. Didn't know what that stuff was back in the day. And then the deacons at the church, they started to take me around those Amway conventions and just seeing all this positivity and stuff. But as far as my background, I'm Jermaine Johnson. I have to get ahead of my story and who I am. I'm Jermaine Johnson. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, West Side. And so with that said, I was born and raised LA, went to Los Angeles High School and all those types of things. But I always raised in the church too. And my grandmother kept me in church. I was raised by my great grandmother. And so from there, I was fortunate to be one of the first ones in my family to go to college, to go into grad, and went to Fuller Theological Seminary as well. And so I'm an ordained elder in the Church of God in Christ, Grand Old Church of God in Christ, the oldest and largest Pentecostal denomination. But while I was there in the church, some of the deacons, as I said, they began to take me around those conventions. And 30 some years ago, as soon as I was old enough to get in, I know I don't look 30, y'all know, it's okay. It's true. Black don't crack. It's okay to say that. Look, but I got involved. And so I've done everything: Amway, Primerica, ACN, XL, candle parties, shoe parties, lingerie parties. Pray for me about that one. Pray for me. I've done everything: Cutco, Kirby. So I sold the vacuum cleaners. I sold the knives. But you can't sell the vacuum cleaners too long, because in Compton, and the sales pitch of selling vacuum cleaners, Dale, was to take dirt. You knock on someone's door. When they open their door, you take dirt and you throw it in on their carpet. And I was raised in Compton, California. You can't do that too much in Compton, California. So had to change that one up. That didn't like that wasn't in my best interest. So man, from there, God bless. Whereas I got involved in prepaid legal services. I was there for 12 years. I was their pastor and their chaplain. Also outside of that, I've been ranked as one of the top 5 youth pastors in the nation. I've been on BET, TBN. I've worked with Bishop Jakes and Blake, all the manpower conventions, all those types of things. And so I've worked with some of the best of them, and I've been mentored by some of the best of them in the faith. And but yet I've always had a gift for building business and building people. And being ranked in the ministry as one of the top 5 youth pastors in the nation, youth ministry was a low man on the totem pole. So, you know, I like to make money. And so I will say the lowest paid at some times in youth ministry. And grandmama told me if there's a $5 bill and a $20 bill on the table, though, which one you gonna take? You take both of them. And so I took both. And so look, it's okay to cross over as long as you take the crossover. Y'all should write that down. It's okay for you Christian, for all the Christians on the call and the religious people. It's okay to take the crossover. It's okay to cross over just as long as you take the crossover. So therefore, I can go into corporate America and still represent the kingdom. And that's what I did. And so I got involved in this industry and I love it, because you can build business and build people and build it globally. And so for 30 plus years, and so in prepaid legal, was able to bless a lot of people, had 10,000 people directly, 80,000 indirectly in the team. And we really helped a lot of people. And from there, man, my life has just changed. I got out of the industry for a few minutes, was writing a book called God is My Upline. It'll be out soon, but writing a book called God is My Upline. And while that was happening, Dr. Fred Harmon, one of the co-owners of the Golden State Warriors, he asked me to come help him build a company. And I was doing that. And then someone introduced me to Chris Robinson. And Chris Robinson introduced me to Josh Schwagel. And they introduced me to CBD. And I said, oh no, I'm Christian. You go to hell if you touch that green plant stuff. And I thank God that I like to educate myself. And Frederick Douglass said it best: the illiterate of the future are those that cannot unlearn, learn, and relearn. And so I started to study up on CBD and the use of that. And then from there, I got exposed to oral nutrition. And I know I'm answering your second question, but that's what attracted me to this company and opportunity, because being in the industry so long, I've only seen about 2 other companies successfully build a house of brands. And this company is doing it. They're doing it the right way. And I said, look, I got to be a part of it. And so that's why I'm here. And that's it. I get offers every day to come to other companies, and I get paid, I mean, all the time. But please, man, there's nothing. There are very few companies. And I just spent the weekend with Josh Schwagel out there at his home and everything. And it was just amazing. And man, my daily choice is doing it right. And take that for those of you that are in the industry. You've been in the industry, but being around here for 30 some years in network marketing, I promise you, you are truly in the right place at the right time.
You know, you're absolutely right. And of course, we saw you over there at Josh's house. Beautiful home. Full-size basketball court right inside the house. That was pretty cool. You're right. You know, in Africa, I've been over to Africa 7 times. And one of the things I've learned about there is that a lot of companies come into Africa for network marketing, and they come in, they stay a very short period of time, and then they leave. Or they come in, they take as much money as they can from the company they're representing, they'll leave, they'll rebrand themselves, they'll come back in and do it all over again. So the people that make the money are the people that are bringing it into the country, not the people that are doing the building. And the great thing about our company is the fact that, you know, I've known Josh Schwagel since he was 20 years old. He's now 30, and he's had dinner at my home. I mean, and he is somebody who's driven. He's smart, he's ambitious, he's driven, and he wants to leave a legacy for his children.
Hey, Dale,
Yeah.
You know, I know that you and I are just talking. On top of that, he walks in humility. He's very humble. And I just did a training for a institute at a college, and they were asking me what are leaders going to need after this whole COVID crisis. And I told them character is one of the best ones. Character, compassion, clarity, connection, capacity, creativity. And if one thing I saw in Josh, oh my God, all of those, he has them. And but his character, man, I mean, when I was even doing that video, it was, it was like, oh no, because he doesn't boast or he doesn't show those things of, right, say the benefits of, what he's been able to do, or the right, any of those things. He isn't that guy. I know a lot of CEOs of companies, and they do those like crib show, and they show all their houses and all their cars. I know leaders in MLM, they take pictures of all their cars and all that type of stuff. Josh isn't that dude, man. And I'm like, oh my God. So they were like worried about me walking through there, taping all that. And so we had to assure them, no, it's only for our private Facebook page, because man, that's not him. He's a good one. And it's just, it's refreshing to see a CEO like that in the industry.
It is. And he's, and the beautiful thing about that is, he wants to help people, so he wants to see people succeed. In this industry, that's the best thing.
Dale, while we're there, there's trucks going down to, or because of the Swego Foundation and all that, there's trucks going down to Austin with water and generators and them from the Swego Foundation. It's great. Like, I could probably go through. I'm talking to a guy today that's thinking about coming over to our company, and he's actually down in Austin, Texas. And all I did while I was there, in my excitement, I told him, I said, man, do you know this CEO is sending generators and water and things down to Austin right now by the truckloads? He was like, are you serious? He said, oh my God, that's something I can be a part of, mission driven. And man, that just speaks volumes. So
it does. I mean, and because of that, you're not going to have to, no matter where we go in the world, people don't need to be worried about the fact that we're going to be there for a while and we're going to leave. I know Jay-Z, Josh is planning things right now that's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years from now. He's already planning things for his legacy, for his children. I mean, he's a classic, young man with a young wife, four children. He wants to do well by his family. He wants to do well by his business partners. He wants to do well by his corporate staff. I mean, he's everything we look for in a good owner. And you add to the fact that he's an incredibly intelligent man and he's driven. And so we have the best of every world we could possibly have. I have said it before, and I will stand by it, that I believe this will eventually be the biggest network marketing company in the world. And I've had people laugh at me for saying that. They think I'm kind of a Pollyanna type thinking about that, but I know where this is coming from. I know the people that are involved, and I truly believe we will be one of the tops in the world before we're done. We've been kind of bouncing around that, but the overall company culture, because you have kind of relationship day to day with some of the guys like Chris Baum and some of the people within the company. Give us your feelings of the corporate staff, of the desire that we have from our corporate team to make this thing work. Elaborate on that a little bit.
The corporate team itself, us being able to spend a few days out there with really, I mean, the company leadership, season, I would say wisdom. I would say that wisdom. They have a lot of wisdom, and they operate in that. There's a spirit that, and I won't get preachy on this call, but women have it, or they walk in it more. Men don't tend to operate in it. It's called a spirit of discernment. a spirit of discernment, because it was Eve that called the devil by name. A man just walked with them. It's like for the married couples on the call, when a wife says something about her I just don't like, it's something I can't put my finger on it, but it's something about her I just don't like, baby. And the husband say, oh no, baby, she's harmless. She don't mean anything. See, women, they operate in their gift of discernment. Anyway, I say that to say there's so much wisdom and discernment within our corporate leadership team, and how they operate. It's just amazing. They're seasoned. I mean, if you really get to know the Chris Bombs, the Colleens, the Jory Russells, and all of them, amazing wisdom, and they didn't just come up and start doing this. Josh really surrounded himself with the superheroes, I call them. You know, I used to work under Bishop Blake, and he had this philosophy. He said, you can't help me if you can't hurt me. And, you know, that sounds strange to me, Dale. He said, you can't help me if you can't hurt me. And his sense of saying hurt was that you can't help me professionally if you can't be better than me in another area. And he said, I need you to be better than me. I need you to know more than me about compliance. I need you to know more about me than the marketing. If I can do it myself, I don't need you around me. And so Josh is not the type of, when I apologize to go back to talking to Josh, but it just kind of shows. He doesn't have an ego in that sense where he doesn't mind putting people that can be better around him. And these people are some of the best in the industry. And me personally, I always look for a few things. I look for leadership with integrity, a product that does what it says it's going to do, because you can only sell junk one time, compensation plan that's fair for everybody, and a global opportunity and a proven system. Now, the actual culture, the culture of the company is that the culture, they truly want us to win. It's a culture that wants everyone to win. It just doesn't want a few people at the top to be the big stories and all that. They want everyone to win. And so, I mean, that's even evident in the enhancement in the compensation plan. Josh did make a change to it with the 100K affiliate, or the 1,000K affiliate, or the 1K affiliate, whichever way you say it. But he just did an enhancement because he wants everyone to win. And so it's really a winning environment. I always say, if you take a plant and you put it in the wrong soil, it's not going to grow. And what I could honestly say is that this soil here of My Daily Choice, it's an environment for everyone on this call to live up to their full potential and use this business as a leverage or as a vehicle to focus on what God has truly called you to do. See, this is an opportunity, whereas where instead of so many people, they live their life pursuing their pension instead of walking in their passion. And I believe that this opportunity and the environment that they're in, they want you to walk in your passion, to build this business, to build your business and leverage it to do whatever you're called to do. Though, Dale, I've been a part of opportunities whereas, right, they want you to just do the business and they don't want to hear that you own a restaurant or you own a car wash or you own a pizza thing or you opened up a nightclub. It's like, no, all we do is this. This is all you tell the people that you do. No, Dale, you don't do real estate. You're not allowed to tell people that you build your My Daily Choice business to go buy some more income property. And now you're doing Airbnbs and all those types of things. No, you can't tell them that, Dale. And those are the type of companies I've been around. This company is like, no, build you an income stream and leverage it to do what God has called you to do. That's the stuff. Anyway, I get excited about that stuff, Dale.
I love it. You know, you talk about income streams, and I'm always talking on here about the fact that the average millionaire This is a fact. The average millionaire has 7 income streams. So when I talk to somebody and they say, well, I already have a job, and I tell them that, and if they look at me with a blank look on their face, then I wonder if maybe I'm talking to the wrong people. But you know, it's so important to realize that if the wealthy are wealthy because they have 7 income streams, and you want to become wealthy, that might be something along the line you might want to consider. You know, so another thing you made me think of when you were talking about that, and I just had this conversation with a couple of my leaders this morning, is good leaders. I think good leaders they're not thin-skinned. They are always willing to be critiqued. And I told a couple of my leaders this morning, if we're doing some new opportunity presentations, and I said, if you watch what I'm doing and you don't think I'm doing it the right way, if you think there's ideas and ways we can change it, and they had some great ideas, I said, don't hold it back. Don't be afraid of offending me. You know, I can't be offended. You can't offend me. Because I look at everything anybody suggests to me is a learning experience. And so if you're telling me that something I'm doing can be better, and you tell me how, then I'm appreciative of that. So, and I say that only because I know Jay-Z's the same way. Josh is willing to listen to his corporate team, listen to his the people that are out there making the money as affiliates. And I know that, for instance, the thing you talked about with the 1K, the 1K, I know that came from affiliates suggesting it to him and him evaluating it with his corporate staff and deciding it was a good move. So again, when you have an owner that's willing to listen, the biggest companies in the world got that way because they were willing to listen to anybody in their company and take advice from anywhere. So again, I just want to reemphasize that fact.
Well, Dale, you're a real leader, and there's a difference between real leaders and positional leadership. And you're a real leader, and you know, a real leader speaks and people listen. Real leaders hold power, not just a position. It's kind of like, you know, and being in power is like being a lady. If you have to tell people that you are, then you probably aren't. And so that's really it. And so you're a real leader. And in this next season, I'll say this, in this next season, you want to be a real leader, and people become real leaders for several ways. One is their character, that's who they are. 2 are their relationships, that's who they know. 3 is, the third one is probably their knowledge, that's what they know. 4th one is intuition, that's what they feel. 5th one is experience. That's where they've been. And I would say the 6th one is past successes. That's what they've done. And if you ever want to study somebody, the prophet Samuel, he recruited by service. And when people get this one, and I won't do it here today, but I'm going to do this on a training once. But oh my God, if you ever want to recruit, study Samuel, because he recruited by service. And I really see that aspect in you, sir. And we won't go there because we'll be all day. So I'm gonna shut up.
Well, thank you for that. But again, it's just, I look at the screen right now and I see, you know, we have 40 some odd people on here, 40 IP addresses, and I see leaders. I see potential beyond belief. And there's not a person on here who can't be a 100K affiliate from within the next year. And I truly believe that. I've never been somebody to blow smoke. If I didn't think so, I wouldn't say so. But going back to, you were talking about the company culture and how fantastic it is. You know, we, one last thing on that I'd like you to address a little bit more is, because I'm trying to get everybody here to join in as many places as possible to create more of a family. And we have such fantastic mentorship from a team standpoint, from an affiliate standpoint. And I'd love you to just to address that a little bit.
Say it one more time on the mentorship and the team aspect.
Yeah, it's the team mentorship, you know, from Chris Robinson on down, just kind of elaborate on that.
Yeah, we're committed, and I want everybody on this call to understand this. Look, at this industry, typically, and I know there's those on the call, you've had amazing success in the industry, but for those of us that have been around, the truth is, a majority of these companies, all of network marketing are personal development companies with awesome products attached to it. People get in because of the money. They stay because of the relationships and who they are becoming. And one thing that I want you to know, because I would assume all of you are by way, well, the majority of you here are Win Network, but we embrace everybody. Is that correct, Dale? Everybody's here, doesn't matter where, right? So I want those of you that are on this call to understand one thing. When I began to talk to Chris, and one of my passions in the industry is that I will not allow anybody that we are teaching and pouring into to be a public success and a private failure. I've seen it too many times, whereas you're building your business, but your family is suffering. You're building your business and your children lack your presence. You're building your business and your marriage is falling apart. We won't have that here. And so the one thing that I want you all to know, and you're going to hear more about it because it's been my platform from the time I came here. I am determined, we are determined, and Chris said, man, please do it. And I talked with the leadership at corporate this week. They said, yes, please, we need that. Is that we want to continue to grow everybody on our team and in the organization and now the company in 8 dimensions, all 8 dimensions. There's 8 dimensions to wellness and well-being. I'll say it again. There's 8 dimensions to wellness and well-being. Those of you that you remember, I know Dale and Cyrus and Alton, a lot of you remember the circle of life, and we would take that quiz and you would draw to the circle and then you would do it and you would see that your life was kind of unbalanced. And so we are determined by way of the Win Network that everybody here, that you all are growing in all 8 areas of wellness and well-being. And I'll say this, I know this call is being recorded, but I don't care. I'm not scared of anybody. Most network marketing companies out there are only 2-dimensional. I'll say it again. Most network marketing companies are only 2-dimensional. That's it. They may focus on the financial and they may focus on the emotional sometimes, but there's 8 dimensions to wellness and well-being. You have your financial, your social, occupational, your physical, your intellectual, your environmental, and your emotional. And again, actually the majority are only focusing on the physical and the financial, and they negate those other 6 areas of well-being. And we won't do that. We won't allow that. We're going to make sure the things that we're doing, the speakers that we are doing, the books that we're reading as a team, the training that you all are getting, that you're growing in those areas. Yet we are a co-faith organization, but still, look here, my stepfather, he was an atheist, but still, even on his deathbed, he asked me to pray to God for him. So look, whatever your belief is, God bless you. But we gonna make sure that you are growing in all 8 areas of wellness and well-being. So that's what you have access to, even if you're saying, look, I don't have it yet, and all of that, or I haven't tapped into it. Just stick around with what we're doing, with what's going on, with what's coming, and I know what's coming. Look here, y'all are gonna grow. You are gonna grow. I like the way Alton says that 2020 was a year of tests and 2021 is a year of testimonies. And I promise you, some of you are going to see so much breakthrough in so many areas of your life that you are not going to believe it. Just stick around. Just continue to show up. All right, Ben.
Wow. Well, I've said something a couple of times over the year, quite a few times over the years in this business, in this industry, that I know people think I'm pretty hokey for saying, but if I knew going into this business when I first got started that I would never make any money, but but knew the amount of relationships and the people, the strength of character that I would meet, the friendships I would develop, everything like that, I still would have done this business. Let me shut that off real quick. Sorry.
Join, Dale. They're trying to join. Ask, look, sign them up, brother.
I should. But again, there's so many more things that are so rewarding about being part of this industry besides the money. The money obviously is what gets people in, but the love of the people you meet in this business, the respect, the camaraderie, everything about it. This is just a business that I would want to be into, whether or not I made any money at it or not. Going back to the questions. Sorry, I sometimes get excited, but here's a question for you. What specific thing or things do you feel have aided you the most in your current success?
One, I'm just gonna say to everybody out there, y'all saw the way he says it's supposed to be a conversation between he and I, but then he says I got to get back to the questions. So yeah, we're just talking, Dale. We're just talking. Yeah.
I have to keep it moving though.
Hey, I got you, brother. Look here, I'm a preacher. Look, I get 3 closings, so you better tell me when to wrap up. So no, look, but what has aided me in my success, man? Of course, I mean, there's various things, and I didn't know. I mean, I looked at some of those questions, but as you're saying that, man, I until I had a story, I borrowed a story. I recruit my weaknesses, and I could train on that all day, and I don't have time to do it. I recruit my weaknesses. And I made a decision a long time ago. And when you make a real decision, real activity will follow. I'll say it again. When you make a real decision, real activity will follow. I was willing to dwell in the tears of the moment so I could live in the laughter of a lifetime.
Oh. I love that. Yeah.
Hey, I love that. Look here. Man, I get excited talking about that because when you ask me that, man, what adds to my success, I had to forgive myself for the past, or forget the past and borrow someone else's faith, because sometimes it's just good to have people around you that believe in you more than you believe in yourself. So my associations. So to answer your question, 1, associations. I'll do this one just off the cuff. Associations. Who are the 5 closest people to you? You need to get around some people that can feed your faith instead of starve your vision. You see, when I started to build this business, man, had a home in foreclosure, 3 children, man, I was broken up pennies to buy hot dogs, ride on the bus. When I got in this industry, I was broke, and everybody told me it was not going to work, and yet the 5 closest people couldn't loan me $1,000. Couldn't loan me $1,000, and I'm buying their opinion. If you buy their opinion, you buy their lifestyle. I can loan anybody $1,000 now. Will I? No, I'll teach you how. But those people that talked about me, where are they at now? So I had to pay attention to my associations. Again, your associations do more on you than you do on them. You need to see who your associations are. 2, mentorship. Now, here's where a lot of people get caught and they say, well, I can't get anybody. I can't find anybody, Dale, or they don't have time for me. I can't. Look, I mentored myself. How do you do this? And this is something Zig Ziglar taught me a long time ago. Look here, look here. Bishop Jakes, I talk to him every day, but guess what? He mentors me still. Wayne Dyer, he isn't even with us anymore, but does he still though mentor me? Yes. Dr. Miles Monroe, does he still though mentor me? Yes, he isn't even here anymore with us here. What? Dr. Martin Luther King, yes. Does he mentor? He's not here. Y'all know that, right? But look, he mentors me. And so I'm telling you, you can mentor yourself. Oh God, there's a book called The Imposter Phenomenon. And I won't go too far down this rabbit hole, but so many people say, well, I need a mentor. mentor. Well, no, it's good to have a coach. Sometimes somebody that you can check in with to tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. But there's a book called The Imposter Phenomenon. And with what you're saying, you really want a mentor. One, you're using that as an excuse, but just say, well, I can't do it until I get a mentor. You don't want a mentor sometimes, because mentor means that you are allowed to mentor or to tour their life. And sometimes if you look behind the curtain, it's like the Wizard of Oz principle. You don't want to look though behind the curtain sometimes, because you see, it's not what it's cracked up to be. So, and you'll take yourself out of the game. Oh, if I could just spend a day with you, Dale, Alton, if I could just ride around with you, Alton, for a day, I will, oh my God, I'll be able to do this if I'm around with you. And when you get with Alton and see how wild he is, oh my God, you'll be like, I can't do this. No, I'm just being playful, but I'm saying, stop using you need a mentor as an excuse. Mentor yourself. Find some coaches, that's fine, and let's do this thing. So anyway, I mentored myself. All these books and stuff, man, look at, that's it. I read. That helped me too. I read. And you say if your library is large, if your TV is larger than your library, there's a problem in your household. I'll say it. And even if you do audio, if your TV is larger than your library, there's a problem in your household right now. And so you need to work more on yourself than you do the business. That's the third or fourth point, if I'm giving you points. Work more on yourself than you do the business. How is that? Man, I OD on PD, overdose on personal development. In my car, listening to stuff. Here in my office, I got something on. Man, I'll YouTube something. I got to get it in me. Les Brown, man, Les is on my team. Who would ever think one of my mentors would be on my team? It's because the attitude came before the paycheck. Les wouldn't have been on my team if the attitude didn't come. The attitude came before the paycheck. So I became it, whereas now one of my mentors could now come and be on my team. That's crazy.
It's incredible.
Oh my God. Anyway, I'm sorry, man. I get excited. I'm sorry. Ask your questions, Dale. Ask your questions.
No, that's fantastic. I'm gonna ask you one more question, and I'm gonna let you close us out here with anything you want to tell us at the end. But I ask everybody this question because I just like to hear what people say. I'm asking for a prediction for my daily choice. You're into this thing up to your eyeballs. I am too. We have a lot of people on here that are. We see the value of what we got. What is your prediction for the next year or the future of our company?
I mean, the prediction is that we will be one of the largest in the industry. Of course, we're already going global, as you see. One of the predictions that we will still be around after a year, because a lot of companies can't say that. I know that. So that's the first prediction. We will be here. Two, we'll have helped a lot of people become financially free, emotionally free, psychologically free, man, in so many areas of their life. And I mean, sometimes it's just good to look. There was an old philosophy, Dale, and I'm not calling you old by any means, but you've been around the industry and you've been corporate America for a while. But back in, I think, Amway days or Primerica, we used to say, put the spotlight on the rabbit. Spotlight on the rabbit, because that's the one you want to chase. That's the one you want to become. So put the spotlight on the rabbit. Well, okay. Well, then some of the biggest in the industry. What? Amway has its own arena down in Orlando, Florida. Amway Arena. Why not us? There's another one. Isalis has an arena over in Costa Rica somewhere. Why not us? Man. And honestly, some of the most millionaires and billionaires have come from network marketing. And so where do I see us? Last year, Dale, we did 270 million or something, just under 300 million. What else are we talking about? $1 billion? Josh's eyes are on $1 billion. The leadership, the corporate staff, they want to be $1 billion. Do you know how many people are going to be black? How many generations, how many people's legacies are going to be changed? Whereas your grandchildren will put your picture up over the mantle just because you continue to stay and show up, because you got in at what we call in business the sweet spot. All of you on the call, you're in that sweet spot. When you got a company that's proven itself in just 6 years and doing 270 billion, and their goal is on $1 billion, 270 billion to $1 billion. Do you know how much revenue is going to generate? Commissions are going to be paid just by continuing to stick and stay. They told me early on, Dale, 30 years ago, if you stick and stay, you'll get your pay. I was broke. You stick and stay, you get your. I went to conventions broke. You stick and stay, you get your pay. I just continue to show up. You stick and stay, you get your pay. I was tired. I went through a divorce. You stick and stay, you get your pay. I was in child custody court and everything. Stick and stay, you get your pay. I had my cars repossessed. Stick and stay, you get your pay. Oh my God, man, I was having heart palpitation. You stick and stay, you get your pay. What, man, Valley fever, double pneumonia in my lungs. You stick and stay, you get your pay. Man, going to convention, so broke, we had to sleep 10 big brothers in a room. When you sleep 10 big brothers in a Holiday Inn hotel room, oh, hell no. But still, you stick and stay, you get your pay. I just continue to stick and stay. And if you all just stick and stay, this company with the systems in place, proven systems, leadership, global opportunity, products that do what they say they're going to do, man, to go from 270 million to $1 billion, don't be like Ron Wayne. Don't be like Ron Wayne. Don't do that. I've told the story to the Win Network about Ron Wayne. He helped to find Apple, and I'm not going to go there, but now he's in Pahrump, Nevada, collecting coins and rare stamps. And he said always his life has been $1 a day late and $1 short. But Ron Wayne was the third man in Apple. He wrote the manual for Apple. Wozniak and Jobs, they built the company using his money and credit in the beginning. They offered Ron Wayne his position back because he left after 16 days or so of being in the business. Now Ron Wayne is broke because he quit too soon. One of my greatest fears is that, you know what? I quit one day too soon. Don't be like Ron Wayne, y'all, but take advantage of the opportunity. I see so many people, they're in the opportunity and they don't reap the benefits of even being in the opportunity. It's like you sitting in first class, Dale. I don't know why this just came to mind. It's like you sitting in first class in an airplane, Dale, and you see all this food coming out and you didn't take any. You didn't take any. You didn't take any. And then at the end, you see everybody has eaten well and everything, and you had your little sack lunch and you ate out of your sack lunch. Why did you do that? Well, you were in something that you were in an environment that was first class and everything was already set and paid for. You just had to take advantage of it. You just had to walk in it. So all of you on this call, you're sitting in first class. You don't got to eat out of the sack lunch. All of that, all the heavy lifting is done. When they come and say, do you want yours? Just say yes. But I see so many people, they settle for crumbs when they're sitting at a table fit for a king. Stop settling for crumbs. Stop playing small. Take advantage of this opportunity. You're in first class.
Wow. Yeah, you hit it right on the button right there. You know, one real quick thing before I ask you to give your final talk. I remember when I first met with Josh, there was 8 of us from our old company when we merged our 2 companies together. And I was sitting there next to Josh at a table, and I was joking with him about his company. And I said, someday you're going to be so wealthy, you're going to own your own football team. And I expected him to just kind of laugh it off. He turned around and looked at me, and he was so, I mean, it was almost like he was angry. And he turned around and he looked at me just as dead serious. And he says, I don't want a football team. I'm going to own a basketball team. Okay. Now, and when you see the basketball court he has as his house, obviously he really is into basketball. And the fact, when he said that to me, he said it in such a way that I had no doubt in my core being that he was planning someday to own an NBA basketball team. And when you think about what they cost, and you think about what he has to do to get to that point, we just have to ride his coattails. We just have to do what we need to do to ride him. So when he owns his NBA basketball team, this company will be so big that many of us will have had reached every goal we've ever wanted in life. So having said that, Jermaine, please give us your final thoughts.
I'll say for everybody on this call, one, I thank you for enduring me and my excitement and my love for just people and speaking life into people. Man, I usually, I'm praying in my spirit right now because there's 2 of you that you need to hear about the Japanese koi goldfish, and there's a few more of you that need to hear about a sense of urgency. So let's go there. I'll go there first, or I'll go there. I'll end in that, a sense of urgency. All of you on this call, let's do this. Sense of urgency. You know, we're going into we're in the new year. There's things I can truly see. I'm starting to read, and now I'm starting to read the comments, Dale. I got sidetracked. Anyway, I haven't looked at the comments all day. Now I saw my name down there. Anyway, look. Sense of urgency, guys. Look, you got an opportunity in your hand. What do you do with it? And again, I was on Alton's call the other day, and I said about Katy Perry, listening to her and American Idol. Who would have ever thought I would have got some training out of American Idol and Katy Perry? But Katy Perry said, look, the 3 things, so for you to succeed is to get a wishbone, to get a backbone, and to get a funny bone. To get a wishbone, to get a backbone, and get a funny bone. And that'll be my success training there. That's it. But as far as you and what you do with this opportunity and how you take advantage of it, I would encourage everybody on this call, do it with a sense of urgency. Now, here's the thing with a lot of people, they don't know. There's 4 levels, Dale, to urgency. Did you know that, Dale? There's 4 levels.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's 4 levels, Joshua. There's 4 levels to urgency. Because I know some of you, I mean, you know, you're like, yeah, man, I'm urgent about it. Woo, I'm going to do it. I think Bob Berg calls it, you know, a lot of people, they operate in that avoidance behavior. You know, they say they're going to work their business, and it's avoidance behavior. They spend all day organizing their lists. They spend all day organizing things. They really don't ever go work their business. And that turns to the laws of diminishing intent. And the laws of diminishing intent says the longer you take to do it, the probability of it never actually happening. And so I'm going to encourage everybody, the leaders on this call, to operate in the spirit of urgency. But there's 4 levels of urgency. The first one, Esther, Rose, Alice, Kate, I see you. Levels of urgency. The first one, hey, look over there. There's a car on fire. Wow. You see the car? Wow. If you're driving past it, Joshua, you see a car on fire. But you're on your way somewhere, so you may not stop, Joshua. That's a sense of urgency, but that's only the first level of urgency, Joshua. You may not stop. Hey, Woody, look over there, Woody. There's a car on fire, and it looks like people are in the car. That's another level of urgency, Dale. You know, that kind of changed some things. You may slow down a little more, Rochelle. You may slow down a little more. Car on fire, people in the car. You may turn to look to see if it's some sirens or something coming, at least, because you got to get to where you're going. So you may stop to look, some sirens, coming. See if there's help on the way. Hey, look over there. It's a car on fire. It looked like it's people in the car. It looked like the people are children. Susan, Alice, Maureen, Christine, Caroline, Cecilia, that's a different level of urgency. Seriously, now you may stop, pull out your phone, call in 911 or whatever you use to call for emergency. You may call for emergency now, try to flag some people down, right? Fourth level of urgency. Hey, look over there. It's a car on fire. Look like it's people in the car. Look like the people are children. Look like it's your children. Oh, hell no. There's no devil in hell that'll stop you from running and busting the windows of those cars. And I don't care, even if you're not a parent on this car, there's somebody in your life where you mean the world to them. If you're an aunt, an uncle, whatever the case, stepmom, a godparent, if that were your child in the car, what would you do? You wouldn't be worried about if someone told you no. You wouldn't be worried about if someone rejected you. You wouldn't be worried about if someone hung up the phone on you. Look here, it doesn't matter. It has to happen. That's the fourth level of urgency. That's the same way. It was proven that a woman went and picked up a car off of her son. Documented, true story. She picked up the car off of her son. The news reporters came to her house, knocked on the door, said, "Ma'am, we just got to hear. We have to ask you, how did you do it? It's physically impossible. It's humanly impossible, Tina, Kate, Alice, Brother DeClerc, it's Jane. It's humanly impossible. It's humanly impossible. How did you just go from 5K to 100K? How did you just go from 1K to 100K? Joshua, how did you just go from 25K to 250K? How did you just do it? They asked the woman, how did she do it? The woman said, "Look, I didn't have time to think about why I couldn't do it." So before we go, or before I mess it up, I'm not going to say anything, because I do not want to be the one to say anything else to cause you to think that you cannot get off of this call and get it done. God bless y'all. Y'all be blessed.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, that was a great finish to this day. I thank you so much, my friend, for coming on. You guys out there, you see why I asked Jermaine to come on. We have so many phenomenal leaders in this company, and so many people make us look into ourselves and say, why can't we do what they're saying we can do? So don't think about it. I don't want to ruin this either. So don't think about it. Just go out and do it. Remember that I'm going to be doing presentations for the African market every day from now until Saturday at 4 p.m. Uganda time. So there's no reason why you guys can't bring people on. I'm going to shake it up a little bit different every single day. I'll do some of the presentations. I'll have some people through videos. They'll be doing some, and maybe I'll have other live people doing them. But you have a great opportunity to close out this month strong. So let's just get out there, as JJ just said, let's do it. So having said all that, thank you all for coming on. Love you all. Look forward to talking to you again soon, and have a great week. The call is now ended. Thank you all.